we're going to discuss the relationship between your internal digestive health and how that affects the rest of your health, because there's some connections that are being made with some new research that people don't realize. And so some of this is very interesting. You know, things like chronic fatigue, depression, fibromyalgia, and allergies have all now been sort of linked to connections with the health of our internal digestive system. Now, our digestive system is lined with bacteria. Healthy bacteria. And so this lining in our digestive system of beneficial bacteria, what they do is they aid in digestion. And we're also now finding that they do many other things as well, and some pretty remarkable stuff I'm going to get to. But what these beneficial bacteria do is they break our food down into smaller parts so it can be absorbed into our blood. We have to have them. We actually could not survive without these bacteria.
Is that why sometimes when they put you on an antibiotic, they will say come back with a probiotic?
That is why
to put them back in.
Absolutely, because it wipes those out. Now, believe it or not, we actually have 100 times more bacteria cells in our body than we do our own cells. So that's how many bacteria, healthy bacteria we have in our body.
That's why when you read the packaging on some of those probiotics, it says like millions of bacteria, live bacteria.
Yeah. And so the new research that's out there about this is absolutely fascinating. It's about the relationship to our internal bacteria, our digestive bacteria. We also call that our microbiome. Our microbiome is that internal colony of bacteria that we have that breaks down our food. So that's called microbiome. And so the research is that and how that affects our external health. And this research is mind-blowing. It appears that that we may be in part controlled by the bacteria in our digestive tract. So our microbiome may have ways of manipulating us into doing things that it wants, no matter whether it's healthy for us or not.
You got to explain that.
Wow.
I will.
So your
Explain
gut
that.
can be subversive.
Yeah. So,
wow.
So today's show is about the importance of the balance of the bacteria in our microbiome and how we've damaged them and what that damage is doing to our health and how they control us and how to restore them. So new research that has come out that explains why so many folks suffer with all sorts of health problems related to these bacteria. So it appears from some of this research that our digestive tract does much more than just process our lunch. It seems far more reaching than anyone ever thought. So this is according to research by Dr. Carlo Mali. He's a researcher for the Center for Evolution of Cancer at the University of California, and he found that these bacteria are able to manipulate us, and the researchers found that these bacteria living in our digestive tract can actually manipulate what we eat to get the nutrients that they want, even if it's not the healthiest option for us. So what I'm saying is these microbes have the ability to manipulate our behavior and our mood through neural signals in the vagus nerve, changing our taste receptors, producing toxins that make us feel bad, and releasing chemical reward messengers to make us feel better. So let's just say these bacteria colonies want sugar because that's what they've been grown up to eat. So in other words, we've cultivated the bacteria that prefer sugar in our digestive tract. So these bacteria colonies, if they want sugar because that's what they've been grown up to eat, will make us crave sugary foods. And they make you feel bad until you eat that candy bar. And then once you do, they produce reward signals to make you feel better. Now, this blew me away. This is fascinating research. So we may actually be controlled by our digestive system and it making you eat.
They got any of those little bacteria that enjoy celery?
I wish they did, right? And so here's the thing. Those bacteria won't be happy unless they get what they have been cultivated to get used to eating. So this is why it makes it so hard to change your diet. You know, we just don't feel good unless we eat what we usually eat.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, a carrot or a Pop-Tart. Give me a Pop-Tart.
Yeah, absolutely.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought this was so fascinating. So we may actually be controlled by the bacteria in our digestive system, making you not want to eat a healthier diet. These bacteria won't release these chemical reward messengers until you feed them the type of either junk food or sugar, whatever that they have been cultivated to grow. Pretty fascinating stuff. So
it may not be from the neck up, but from the waist.
It might actually be, yeah.
It might be closer to the stomach area.
Right. Now, this would explain for me personally, since I have gotten away from sugar over the last 4 or 5 years, why whenever I do eat something that has a lot of sugar in it, I feel terrible instantly, because that's not what my normal digestive system and my normal bacteria are used to getting. So whenever I do eat something that's sweet or something that has sugar in it, like at a birthday party or whatever, I instantly feel terrible. And so that's one of the things we can do to control our cravings. And the good news,
you know what? This information is on our show, and I know you might be thinking that can't be the CJ and Debbie Ray show with this type of information. But let me, you know what? This is like this is really fascinating stuff.
It is.
I'm like checking the headphones. I'm gonna check the tape later to see if it really was our show putting this out. But no, this is really fascinating.
It is
because maybe we've been dealing with weight loss in the wrong area.
Health in general,
right? And so the first step, the good news is we can also now control those colonies. So we can change the bacteria that's in these colonies that's inside of us.
What happens to the ones that like sugar? They just go away?
Yeah, they'll die off. Yeah, and newer, healthier ones can take over. So
if you don't feed them.
Right, if you don't feed them. So these microbiome can be recolonized and changed very easily with just a little effort. But these bacteria have been connected to many diseases like diabetes, obesity, childhood allergies especially, and all other inflammatory diseases like Crohn's, IBS, fibromyalgia, and heart disease. So this is one of the first steps to someone turning their health around is let's work on the internal microbiome that you have to get that right first. And so when we get back from break, I have 4 ways you can take control over these bacteria in your digestive system and make changes to your microbiome that are very far reaching, much more than we ever thought, to prevent you from developing one of these chronic diseases later on in life. So this is a pretty neat deal that they're finding out, this new research.
So you're going to tell us how to keep the good ones and get rid of the bad ones.
Yes, when we get back from break.
Cannot wait.